Good evening. You're watching AWANI Tonight with me, Farhana Sheikh. Perpadanan Stadium, Malaysia is set to hold a post-mortem regarding the Bukit Jalil National Stadium SNBJ pitch early next week. This was confirmed by the corporation in a statement on its website. The condition of the SNBJ pitch has been a hot topic following the circulation of a video and images showing damaged turf after the international singer Ed Sheeran's concert on February 24th. The same thing occurred last November when PSM allowed the Coldplay concert to be held, resulting in turf damage despite the Zion Zosia grass being newly replaced. In addition, the Malaysian and Omani teams were not allowed to train the day before the 2026 World Cup, 2026/2027 Asian Cup qualifying Group D match on Monday. Netizens, particularly local football fans, hurled criticism about SNJB pitch, which was deemed unsatisfactory during the 2026 World Cup 2026/2027 Asian Cup qualifying Group D match between Harimau Malaya and Oman, ultimately resulting in a 2-0 victory for the visitors on Tuesday. Former Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin has filed an application seeking leave from the Court of Appeal to review the decision made by its previous panel reinstating 4 power abuse charges against him. On February 28 this year, the Court of Appeal's 3-member panel, chaired by Justice Dato' Hadaria Said Ismail, reinstated the charges previously struck out by the High Court. Based on the notice of motion obtained by the media, Muhyiddin filed the application yesterday through law firm Messrs. Chetan Jethwani and Company. Lawyer Dato' Hisham Tepote, when contacted by Bernama, confirmed the filing of the leave application. He said the defence would withdraw the appeal which was filed in the federal court earlier. On March 1st this year, Muhyiddin had filed an appeal in the federal court against the appellate court's restoration of the 4 charges against him. The Bersatu president was charged with using his position as Prime Minister at that time to obtain bribes amounting to 232.5 million ringgit from 3 companies, namely Bukhari Equity Sdn Berhad, Neptri Sdn Berhad and Mumford Sdn Berhad, as well as Dato' Azman Yusof for the party. He also faces 2 charges of receiving money from illegal activities amounting to 195 million ringgit from Bukhari Equity, which was deposited into Bersatu's CIMB bank account. Permodalan Nasional Berhad's PNB wholly owned unit trust management company Amanah Saham Nasional Berhad ASNB has declared an income distribution of 5.25 cent per unit for Amanah Saham Bumiputra 2 ASB2, as well as 4.75 cent per unit for Amanah Saham Malaysia for the financial year ending March 31st. The distribution declared by these funds will be automatically reinvested into unit holders' accounts on April 1st, 2024. For ASB2, the total payout amounts to 670 million ringgit and will benefit 552,297 unit holders, while the income distribution worth 1.33 billion ringgit for ASM will benefit 699,807 unit holders. According to PNB, as of March 25, 2024, ASB2 recorded a net realized income of 659.95 million ringgit, while ASM recorded 1.42 billion ringgit. PNB said the total returns for both accounts outperformed the benchmark of Maybank's 12-month fixed deposit at 2.84% by 241 basis points for ASB2 and 191 basis points for ASM. In other news, the police recorded a total of 7,348 commercial crime cases involving a total loss of over 770 million ringgit nationwide. According to the Police Commercial Crime Investigation Department Director Dato' Sri Ramli Muhammad Yusof, the statistics from January until March 24th this year showed there was an increase of 89% in losses as compared to the same period last year.
Penipuan pelaburan merekodkan jumlah kerugian tertinggi berbanding lain-lain modus operandi jenayah komersial dengan nilai RM10,099,263.29. Ini dalam masa seminggu atau bersamaan 59.5% daripada jumlah keseluruhan kerugian yang dicatatkan pada minggu kajian. Daripada sejumlah 96 kes penipuan pelaburan yang direkodkan, 47 orang mangsa adalah lelaki dan bakinya 49 wanita. Analisis yang dijalankan terhadap kes-kes penipuan pelaburan mendapati aplikasi Telegram, Facebook dan WhatsApp merupakan 3 medium utama yang digunakan oleh sindiket penipuan pelaburan untuk mencari mangsa.
The search for the black box of the Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency helicopter that made an emergency water landing earlier this month has entered its second phase. MMEA Director General Admiral Dato' Hamid Mohamed Amin said 21 of the agency's divers are in the search near Pulau Angsa of Kuala Selangor, with the focus on retrieving the helicopter's black box. The search focuses on the area of the black box location between 50 to 100 meters radius. He said the Royal Malaysian Navy and the National Hydrographic Centre estimated that the black box is within 700 to 800 meters of where the helicopter landed. Though he is confident that they will be able to locate the black box, divers are encountering difficulties searching for it due to high tide and poor visibility. The MMEA helicopter made an emergency water landing while conducting rescue exercises at 9:55 a.m. on March 5th. All 4 crewmen on board were safe. The Statistics Department has added 300 physical counters nationwide to facilitate registration for the Central Database Hub PADU before the March 31st deadline. Chief Statistician Dato' Sri Dr. Muhammad Uzair Mahidin said the department decided to add to the 6,000 existing counters as they expect a last-minute rush in sign-ups. He said the physical counters can help facilitate the older generation who are more comfortable with registering at counters than doing it online. On March 31st, counters will only issue queue numbers until 5 p.m. but online registration is open until 11:59 p.m. on Sunday. As of Thursday, 8.79 million Malaysians have signed up with PADU. The government targets 50% registration rate to be achieved by March 31st. We'll go for a quick break. Stay tuned for more.
Di dalam setiap berita yang dibawa, konteks amat penting. Kami sentiasa membawakan yang tergempar dan terkini. Pastikan Astro AWANI menjadi pilihan anda, tidak kira di mana sahaja anda berada.
Welcome back. Divers have recovered the bodies of 2 construction workers submerged in the cold waters of Baltimore Harbour, nearly 35 hours after a massive container ship crashed into the Francis Scott Key Bridge and sent it plunging into the water. The bodies were found trapped in a red pickup truck submerged in the Patapsco River. Maryland police said sonar shows what they believe are more vehicles trapped within the concrete and twisted steel debris of 4-lane bridge. 6 of the 8-man construction crew are presumed dead, with 4 bodies yet to be found. The Singapore-flagged container vessel named Dali, bound for Sri Lanka, knocked down a large section of the Francis Scott Key Bridge after reporting a power failure. Maryland authorities said the cause of the Dali's power failure remains unclear and is still under investigation. Meanwhile, a Japanese drug maker whose dietary supplements are at the center of a growing health scare reported 2 more deaths potentially related to its tablets. This brings the total number of deaths under investigation to 4, with more than 100 other people hospitalized. Last week, Kobayashi Pharmaceutical recalled 3 supplement brands and 2 other products which contain an ingredient called red yeast rice, or benikoji, supposed to help lower cholesterol. In a statement on Thursday, the drug maker said a person who had been using one of its tablets had passed away due to kidney disease. Kobayashi Pharmaceutical sells a wide range of health products marketed through television advertisements in Japan. Medical studies describe red yeast rice as an alternative to statins for lowering high cholesterol, but also warned of a risk of organ damage depending on its chemical makeup. The Japanese government has ordered various health food makers to review their products while informing foreign countries about the issue through Japan's embassies. The Philippines has warned China that it will implement countermeasures against attacks to its Coast Guard and maritime militia in the South China Sea. This as China accuses Philippines of provocation and spreading false information, adding that their relations are at a crossroad due to worsening tensions in the contested area. Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. though did not specify what these countermeasures would include. The latest incident took place near the Second Thomas Shoal, with the Philippines claiming that the China Coast Guard blocked its supply vessel and damaged it with water cannon, injuring 3 soldiers. China, which claims almost the entire South China Sea as its own, has accused the Philippines of encroaching on its territory and says it took necessary measures against the vessels. Beijing and Manila have a long history of maritime territorial disputes, with repeated confrontations between their vessels near contested reefs in recent months. The deterioration in their relations come at a time when Marcos seeks to deepen defense ties with the United States, as the U.S. gained access to Philippine military bases and joint exercise expanded to include sea and air patrols over the South China Sea, angering China. Indonesia's parliament on Thursday officially ratified the bill on the special status of Jakarta. The law maintains Jakarta as the country's economic hub after the government relocates the capital city to Nusantara in East Kalimantan on the island of Borneo. The bill also includes the creation of an agglomeration council to harmonize development plans between Jakarta and its satellite cities. According to Home Minister Tito Karnavian, Jakarta should still undergo improvements to compete with other world-class cities, adding that the special status can accelerate economic growth and increase its contribution to the country's GDP. Under current rules, Jakarta will remain Indonesia's capital until the president issues a decree officially naming Nusantara as the new capital, which is expected sometime this year. The government is expected to hold 2024's Independence Day ceremony on August 17th in Nusantara, and thousands of civil servants are expected to move there by the end of this year. At least 4 people have been killed and 7 others injured after a man armed with a knife went on a rampage in the U.S. state of Illinois. Police in Rockford say the attacks occurred following a home invasion on Wednesday. The victims are a 15-year-old girl, a 63-year-old woman, and a 49-year-old man and a 22-year-old man. The suspect, a 22-year-old man, has been arrested and is being questioned by the police, though the motive for the attacks remain unclear. The home invasion occurred near the intersection of Florence Street and Eggleston Road, but the attacks unfolded at multiple locations. Police did not believe there were any other suspects at large. That wraps our AWANI tonight. I'm Farhana Sheikh. Thank you for watching.